Okay. Good day, everyone. Let me know if you hear me. Please indicate in the chat so that I know if you're getting me or not. Because yesterday I made a mistake and I was talking for almost 5 minutes and I did not know if you guys were hearing me or not. Can somebody indicate in the chat if they are hearing me or not, please? But thank you guys so much for coming again today. This is a new show that we just started. It's going to be Okay, thank you so much, John. Thank you. Yes, it's a new show that we started to um, to help the young people of the world more and more. It's Monday through Thursday at the same time, 2 p.m. And the One Global Movement show, it's on every other Friday. Thank you so much for coming again today. Today, we're going to have a very fun topic of discussion. It's going to be on patience. Patience is something that is so important to all of us in our lives, you know. But first of all, I would take this moment to uh, to celebrate the International Day of Charity. International Day of Charity helps a lot, helps our children a lot. It helps with the crisis in the world. It helps with education. It helps with a lot of things. So it helps to promote education for the young people, for our children, for families. It helps with housing. It also helps to protect the child. And it facilitates social bonding and to eliminate the effects of humanitarian crisis that goes on in the world. So, that being said, I'm going to start now with the topic patience. I'm going to give you a few quotes because I always like to start with quotes. So, all great achievement requires time. This is said by Maya Angelou. All great achievements, anything we do in our life, requires time. And then patience, persistence, and perspiration make an unbeatable combination for success. You have to be persistent, you have to be patient, and you have to perspire, which means you have to work and be patient and wait for what you are working for to come to fruition. So that is so important. Patience attracts happiness. Can you imagine that? When we are patient, it attracts happiness. It brings near some of those things that we see like we're not, never going to reach there. But if we are patient, we continue to take action, then we are going to get closer and closer to those things. I think you guys will resonate with me because we've been patient with our wonderful company on passive. But look at what is happening now. That is what patience can do in all of our lives. So, patience is very important. So, what is patience by definition? Patience is a virtue that needs constant practice. It is a virtue that needs constant practice. We all understand that patience is the quality of being calm. You have to be calm, you have to be confident, and you have to wait in the presence of provocation, in the presence of argument, misfortune, pain, complaint, or the loss of your temper. We've got to practice that patience. That is what patience means. Patience is very necessary. It is a necessary ingredient in all of our lives. If we don't exercise that patience, we will lose our temper on a lot of things that we couldn't have done so, and then we will not get anywhere. Will cause more trouble for ourselves, and we cannot achieve those things because we lose our temper, or somebody just says something and we act immediately on that thing, and then we get mad, we get angry, and we say things to that person, and that alone is very, very important to check ourselves up because it's going to hurt us more than it's going to help us to achieve our goals and our dreams. I say so a lot, especially for our young people, our children who are attending school, especially in situations of bullying. You know, they lose their temper. Calm, there is a lot more in calmness, in being patient. When somebody says something, you just ignore it and continue to do the good thing. Because guess what? The one who is calm is the one who wins. Like my grandmother taught me that A patient dog eats the largest bone. That is so true. If I consider from my background, I had to learn to be patient with a lot of things that were thrown against me. And guess what? In the end, I championed the cause of my education, which was the one thing that I so desire so bad. So if you're patient, you eat the fattest bone. And the first person, my grandmother also said, the first shall be the last, and the last shall be the first. Because I had to learn to exercise patience in my life at a very young age. I was always the last in everything. They put me last in everything, and I went through a lot of pain. But guess what? That pain today has turned into my gain because I exercise patience throughout. And patience is something that is constant. We're never going to do without patience. We have to constantly practice it, exercise it, execute it. It means a whole lot to all of us. Patience, patience, patience. We can not overemphasize that we need to practice. What are some of the ways to overcome patience? To overcome impatience, what are some of the ways that we can use to overcome impatience? We settle into the moment. We got to settle our mind into the moment instead of thinking of, oh, I've got to go there to get this. I've got to do this. I've got to run fast. I've got to do this. We got to settle ourselves first in the moment, settle our mind. Because if we don't settle ourselves in the moment and our mind and our hearts, guess what? We cannot get what we are trying to rush to go and get. Look, for instance, sometimes I feel like I've been cheated of being patient. You see, the company Unpassive has been here. They've been building and nurturing it and watering it for years. It's been more than 5 years. Some of us came in less than a year ago or two. Some of us 2.5. For me, it's like 2.5 years. And I look at those who have been in that company for 5 years plus, I look at them as a symbol of patience. Because look at how patient they've been for 5 years until this point where O Connect is being launched out into the market. How sweet is that? I congratulate them for being patient because they represent the true value of this company. We've got to be patient because it takes a process and it takes a lot of mistakes to build these amazing products that we are now enjoying. It takes a lot. And they were patient for more than 5 years, but look at where it has led them and some of us who came after. So it is so important that we settle ourselves in the moment and do whatever it takes to get to where we want to go. That is so important. So another way to practice being patient or to overcome impatience is to go into your body with your mind's eye. Go within yourself. Don't look out there like it is somebody that is causing the impatience for you. It is actually us causing it for ourselves. We have to go into our mind's eye and find out how we can know about our impatience. What is causing us to be impatient? Are you tied up in your chest or being angry? Are you tense? Is your breathing shallow? Are you clenching your fist or jiggling around being worried or having anxiety? What is causing that impatience? Where exactly are you impatient? Where? Then we begin to work on those areas. If it is to practice our deep breathing, we practice that deep breathing so that we can calm down. Or we can even just say tranquility. Just practice tranquility. And you will realize that you begin to calm down with saying that word. Or you can just say, calm down, calm down. And you begin to calm down. As I say it, and sometimes I do say it because we have a lot in life that gets thrown at us or a lot that we are busy with. If we do not practice those words or practice a way, a means that works for us, we will continue to be impatient, and that impatient, we will not be successful because patience is a very powerful ingredient for success. So See if you can open any tightness, breathe into any clenching with a really uh, nice way. What can you do? Can you just go into nature outside and admire the trees, admire the flowers that are blooming? Can you just go close to a lake or a river and just calm down with the flow of the river? Can you do your deep breathing? What can you do? There are a lot of things that we can do that will help us to calm down and practice impatience. So if you start to get impatient, just say, calm down and take a deep breath like this. Do you see that? You calm down, whether you like it or not. We minimize those little exercises, but actually they work miracles. So let's practice this. Let us practice that all the time. Often it seems that God's timing is slower than what we envision, what we think. We think that, but why is this thing not happening? I have put in so much work, but why is it not happening? God's timing seems slower, but guess what? It is the best because He created you and I. He knows what time He can give things to us because He knows our inner being. He knows us more than we know ourselves. He knows that this thing is good now for us. So this is the right timing. Look at Unpassive. Look at the products, how they kept building and testing and building and testing. And now finally, our beautiful baby All Connect is here because God knows that this is the perfect timing for us because we are ready. We are ready with our mind, our soul, and our body. That is why this show is created to speak with your heart and voice with your soul. It means it is something that comes from within us. When things don't come at the time that we think that they're going to come, guess what? It's because our Creator knows that it is not yet, we are not yet ready for it. And He's not going to give things to people who are not ready. So we better be ready. And one way to get ready is to practice that impatience, to practice to be patient, put resources in place that will overcome our impatience. So good things come to those who wait. You know, I never thought about, I thought very little about this quote from the greatest book of wisdom. Good things come to people who wait. And waiting is not you folding your arms and sitting there. Waiting means you are continuously taking actions, good actions, intention, your focus, your thinking, your eyes. What are you taking through your ears? What kind of people are you communicating with? Are you surrounding yourself with? Who do you talk? What do you eat? Not just the food, the words that come out of your mouth. Those things alone will make good things to come to us because we wait, but we wait with action. We wait with character, we wait with a good heart to do the best thing. And so the good things will come. So I thought very little about this myself, but somehow I do think about it. And even though at my age now, I am still learning how to be patient. I think patience is the key to living a very happy life. Because if you're not happy, say with our All Connect, our company, what else is there? So then you are working just to be impatient. And if you're impatient, you're being very unhappy. So I had to really think about this. I, however, believe that you should live in the moment and be patient and enjoy yourself. Live in the moment. Tomorrow is not promised to you and I. We got to live in the moment because if we live in the moment, that means we have to practice patience, being patient with everything, with our children, our families, our friends, our unpassive family. We got to be patient, not being impatient, because guess what? When we do that, we're doing it for ourselves. We're not doing it for anybody. So I understand how hard patience is to obtain it, but I believe that it is a way to get rid of a significant amount of anxiety that we have. If we practice patience, we will get rid of a significant amount of anxiety. An example of being patient in my life is probably getting through school. School is the one thing that I wanted so bad that I did whatever it took me to do to get that education. And I did it. But a lot of times too, I was very impatient because I thought it has to be now. It has to be now and not tomorrow. But guess what? A lot of things got ruined along the way. But when I practiced to be impatient, things began to fall in place. And I got the education that I so wanted so bad. And that education is helping me today to voice out, to speak from my heart, and to voice with my soul, to serve the young people, the children and families of the world with my voice and with my soul and with the words that come out of my mouth. Because if we do not have these words, guess what? We are communicating in unpassive, going to the back office, talking with unpassive family. We use the words from our mouth. If we don't practice that impatient, those things will reflect on us, because what it comes through our mouth is what is already in our coming from our heart and our soul. That is what we practice is in there, and it comes out through our words. So that way, when we practice patience with love, calmness, tranquility, love for one another, those things will reflect in the words that we send out there. And in essence, they will come back to us. They will bounce back to us. And remember, the energy we put out there is the same energy that is going to come back to us. And for me, I have chosen under all circumstances to put out positive energy because I want to get that back to myself. So let us all practice patience, 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 patience. I also think that everyone has their own purpose in life. We are here today talking to one another, learning from one another, educating one another, loving one another, because we are practicing that virtue called patience. And patience cannot come unless we have a purpose in life. And we all have been gifted with different gifts and purposes in life. Ash Mufara's purpose is to uplift humanity from the heart. And I believe a lot of us here are. And that is why we are under the radar, the umbrella of Mr. Ash Mufara, to try to help in a bigger way. We all have a purpose. My purpose is to educate, inspire, and empower young people with a focus on the young woman. Why? Because of my own unique story. And if I did not practice patience, then I will not be at this point. And Mr. Ash Mufara is practicing. I think he's even the number one symbol of patience in not one global movement, in unpassive. Because look at the things that are happening in unpassive. He is so patient. He talks with calmness, with laughter, even in the midst of some difficulties that some of us founders are posing to him. But he still has that heart of love, patience, tranquility, and a heart of gold to help the entire globe. You and I are smiling today because of the apples that will help us not to hoard it and keep for ourselves only, but to dispel those apples to the world, to hold the hand of a child, to light a candle for the child, to light the way for the child to know that this is the way I'm supposed to go. But it's all because of patience. There is nowhere, no family, nothing that we are doing in this life without patience. Patience is very, very crucial. Even the mistakes that we made lots of mistakes every day. I make mistakes a lot. But some of those mistakes, we have to take them with patience and learn from them, because those mistakes are there for a reason. We got to learn. Let us not put chips on our shoulder and say, oh, no, I can't make a mistake. Oh, no, I can't forget things. Oh, no, I know everything. Oh, no, we don't, because we are humans. We are impatient. That's the definition of humans. We make mistakes. But we have to be able to practice patience to know that those mistakes is just a learning curve for us to learn and to move forward to where we want to be. And so that is so important. So, meaning, purpose, and importance of practicing patience. What is the importance of practicing patience? First of all, you will be able to learn something when you practice patience perfectly without any problems. When you're patient, like me, my grandmother taught me to behave like I don't know it all, because we don't. We don't as human beings. It's only the one who created us that knows it all. We don't. My grandmother said, even when you know, still behave as though you don't know it all so that you can learn more, or you can emphasize on what you already know. Let the other people feel important, feel that they can teach you something instead of saying, oh, I already know that, I already know that. That is being arrogant. That means we are not practicing patience. So, and then secondly, you will not get angry easily if you practice patience. Your anger will go out the window because you're practicing patience. Because we have to take it that what happens now, whatever it is that makes us to be angry, it is just part of life. That is life. Can you imagine if things were just being like just on one straight line without somebody making us angry, or without somebody checking us out, or without something making us wanting to know why is this thing happening? Do you know how boring life would be? So let us be grateful to the people that sometimes make us angry, but it is left now on us to use that anger for a good purpose. But we have to exercise patience in order to do that. And you will be able to also help others. When you are patient, you will be able to help others. I have seen examples of people who are so patient in this unpassive, even with me. I've seen them. And sometimes I forget things and I will still go for them. And I am the kind that I don't quit asking until I get what I want. I will find all ways to ask until I get it. I'm nosy. I was taught to be nosy by my grandmother. And so there are people here that I will really, really thank them for being patient, especially with me. And so I love you all for doing what you're doing, being patient with people like me. So if you are patient, you will live happily with your family and your friends, because not always pointing out, oh, you're wrong here. I was right. That's not a good way to communicate. We have to communicate with patience, because when somebody does something wrong, there is a saying that silence is golden. Silence is golden. When you are silent, even in the midst of pain and discomfort, or even in the midst of people throwing things at you, words at you, or people bullying you, guess what? You will be the winner. You will be the winner, because silence is golden. They don't even know which direction you're coming from, but you're calming down. You're exercising patience. That alone will make you to win and move ahead. So patience get patient people are very successful in life. Very patient people are successful in life. I heard our CEO one time said, you can step on my toe and you will go free. But there are people that are watching over me. Even the one who created him is watching, that will not let you go free. It is the same thing with all of us. If we begin to practice patience, you will see a lot of good things begin to fall in place for us. Patient people get a lot of friends, a lot of good friends. Sometimes my son asks me, Mommy, why is it that you have too many friends? I can't keep up with your friends. Because I have to learn to practice patience, patience, patience every single day. I don't want to pick on, it's not every dog that barks at you that you will step on that dog and say, hey, why did you do that? I'm going to bark at you. No, I don't do that. I practice that. I practice that, and it is helping me a lot. So it is so important. There are a lot of factors. So the psychological consequences of being patient. What are the psychological consequences? Impatience complicates everything, but patience will make everything easy for you. Impatience doesn't allow you to enjoy the present moment, but when you are patient, psychologically, you enjoy the present. Being impatient clouds your vision. You can't think straight, you can't think right. You cloud your memory with things, and now you're thinking of one thing, sometimes you're writing another. I am guilty of that. I will be thinking of one thing, I'm thinking here, but with my pen, my hand, I'm writing something else. That is what happens. But when you're patient, your thinking fall in place. You think with your mind's eye, deep down within your soul and your heart. You think with that instead of your eyesight. Eyesight will say, oh, I'm not going to be patient. I want to do this to prove that I am this. But your mind side, which is your heart and your soul, will tell you to think with your mind sight, not your eyesight. Eyesight is judging according to appearances, according to how much I have, according to how see me here. I have this, I am this. But The mind side, your mind is judging according to your purpose, according to your value, according to your worth, according to what God has built in you. How sweet is that? I really love that. So it reinforces, if you are being impatient, it will reinforce negative emotions. But if you are patient, you will have positive emotions. And remember, our vibrations, whether as we look at things, whether as we touch using our five senses, whether as we taste, we smell, we hear, we use those things to become patient. Those things, they work miracles. Let us use those things to practice patience. Being patient can lead, if we are being impatient, it can lead to obesity. Impatient people may be more prone to obesity because they are used to spending less time eating. They spend less time eating. Then they turn to eat more compulsively. They eat just at once, because now they spend less time to eat. And now they eat thinking that, oh, because I didn't eat my lunch or my breakfast, now I have to eat a lot of supper, and then they start eating compulsively, and that will lead them to become obese. So, and then it leads to impatience, also leads to high blood pressure, and then premature aging. When you become impatient, you become angry, you become anxious, you have anxiety. Guess what? It shows on your body. Maybe a child of, say, 20 years old, or a young adult of maybe 21, 22, or even adults. Now you age more than your own age. You're 40, but you look like you're 60 or you're 70. It is because, as a result of impatient, because we put emotions in place without actually thinking the consequences on us. So it is a lot of factors here that we can talk about. And then it ruins relationship. If you're being impatient, it will ruin relationships. So it is so important that we choose to be patient. Patience gives us calmness of mind to think positively. It helps us to help other people. It helps us to achieve our goals and dreams in life. It helps even the student that is going to school to focus on their studies. It helps our young entrepreneurs, because we have a lot of them in Unpassive, which are the youth that I serve, especially the young women. It helps them to focus in one thing and do it so right, so correctly, that it will give them, boost them to continue. It gives them that heart to know that I can help other people to achieve their goals and their dreams and their desires in life. It helps us to contribute to causes that are dear to our hearts, which you and I are doing, which is the foundation of Unpassive. Oh, blessing the entire world with our gift. So that is so important. So I'm going to go to our closing remarks. And I just want to say thank you all so much for coming. It is a new program that I just started, but it is to serve our children, our young people. It is to serve families. It is to serve us. And let us all come here to support this. And supporting it is to be present. Your presence here is highly appreciated. And so I will ask if Briddy is there or Esther to highlight the comments to see if, because I am learning to do these things. I can only go to the chat to start reading the comments. I don't know how to highlight it, but I bet you I'm going to be patient enough to really study it so that I can do it myself. The program is Monday through Thursday. We want to be able to teach our young people, our young girls, to speak with heart, speaking from the heart, and to voice it from the soul, our entire being, so that together we can begin to provide the tools with which they need to build on their hopes and their dreams as the parents and as the adults, and even the unperseverance that are around these children. Academy is the one thing that I so love that is going to help with this, because I am a proponent, a symbol of education, an education that was denied a young woman. But she strives so hard with patience to get it, and she got it. And it is my turn now to share this with the young people of the world, with the children and families. And thank you guys so much for coming. Watch, comment, like, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell in One Global Movement so that you don't miss out on new content or for when we go live. It is only through you doing those things that we can disseminate these precious materials that we talk about, that we do, to all corners of the globe, so that we will touch one youth at a time. We will touch one girl at a time, that together we can reach 1.4, 1.7 billion. I wanted to say 1.44 million founders. 1.4, 1.7 billion young people worldwide. So together, we will educate, inspire, and empower our young people with tools they need to build on their hopes and their dreams. See you all again tomorrow. Tomorrow is another day. Remember, it's Monday through Thursday from 2 p.m. Eastern Daytime. I will see you guys all tomorrow. Encourage our youth to attend. Encourage our youth to attend, so that we want to hear from them. And please make comments on here, ask questions, because that's the only way we can teach our youths, we can educate them on all of these wonderful, valuable materials that we bring to them. So I'm going to always leave you with this. Stay focused. Stay encouraged. Stay empowered. And always believe in endless possibilities. So thank you guys so much. Like I said, I don't know how to highlight the comments yet, but I can see Alex. Thank you. It's one of our young people that are here contributing so highly. Thank you, Esther, for being here. Thank you to One Global Movement International Director, Mr. John Barilla, who is always making sure that things are moving well. Thank you so much, Chad too. I see a lot of people here. Thank you, Bernard. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, Jana. Thank you, all of you, for coming. I bet you I'm going to learn today to know how to highlight you guys' comment. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Seva. Thank you so much. If I miss your name, it's not on purpose. I am just going through this. I am learning this as I go along. Can you imagine the importance of AI and IT at my age? I'm learning, and I'm so wowed with all of what I have learned so far. I call it On-Passive University. Thank you guys so much. And I'm going to end it here. It went a little over 30 minutes. Thank you so much for being patient. That shows that you're practicing patience. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jana, and everyone that is here. I love you all. Until tomorrow, you stay focused, encouraged, empowered, and believe in endless possibilities. Bye-bye.